Hello, my name is Alana Robertson, and I will be speaking to you about relationship maintenance, or more specifically, the conflict patterns that couples fall into. There are three extremes that couples can fall victim to, including escalation, withdrawal, and pursuit withdrawal. I will also discuss the differences between constructive versus deconstructive talk, as well as ways to handle conflict more effectively. These solutions are presented in a study by the researchers Notorious and Markman, who contend that these behaviors will make for more satisfying relationship talks. The first extreme is withdrawal. Withdrawal is characterized by couples who figure that all their problems are small and quickly find ways to avoid discussing the issue. These couples often suffer in silence as martyrs because they are comfortable knowing that their partner is wrong and that they are right. The opposite of this behavior is escalation. Couples who fall into this pattern have an urgency to express their anger about a situation and say exactly what's on their minds. The partners would rather fight than flee. In some cases, however, the couple senses the ineffectiveness of this pattern and instead begins to reflect the other extreme, pursuit withdrawal. Pursuit withdrawal patterns are no more productive than the previously mentioned. They feed on themselves because the responses are predictable. The withdrawer doesn't understand why the pursuer gets upset with small things, and the pursuer doesn't understand why the withdrawer refuses to communicate about the issue at all. The original pursuant then becomes discouraged and resorts to withdrawing themselves and restarting the cycle. In spite of these examples, the patterns themselves aren't inherently negative. Problems only arise when couples continuously default to these extremes, no matter the situation. From years of studying couples in conflict, Notorious and Markman assert that there are certain types of talk that foster constructive conflict, while others will reflect deconstructive conflict. In order to engage in constructive conflict, a couple will have to decrease negative problem talk, negative solution talk, the act of mind reading, and critical talk. Negative problem talk lets partners talk to each other in a nasty tone with pessimism or sarcasm. Negative solution talk presents unreasonable and impractical solutions to the issue at hand. Mind reading says that in every situation, partners assume the complete knowledge of one another. Finally, critical talk evaluates one's partners by only focusing on their faults. As one is to decrease these behaviors in order to healthily engage in conflict, the partners must also increase listening talk, showing that you have heard your partner by communicating your involvement with positive verbal and nonverbal messages. Secondly, couples must employ positive talk and attempt to provide information about the problem in a focused and relatively neutral manner. When trying to solve a problem, it is especially important to determine whether the problem requires action, listening, and/or comforting. The goals in constructive conflict are not to restrict yourself to a specific pattern, but to explore whatever works for that specific situation. Partners should be able to compromise and understand that their partner's view is just as valid as their own. Thank you for listening.